Hello guys, this is IP Tech here, and I thought I'd do this video. It's a bit different from what I usually do. It's going to be a game review or PC performance review of a game. The game I recently purchased is the newly released Mad Max game. So this game is it's been released yesterday, and I thought I decided to do a sort of a PC performance review and port review as well. So this is going to be the port version, so we'll see what kind of settings, and the settings menu we can go over all the settings that this game features, and we'll see if they're any good or not. Firstly, we start off with the game settings, which is the subtitles and tutorials. So we only have subtitles and tutorials in the game section of the settings, and you can turn them off and on, which is it's okay, I guess. I've turned them on just because I want the subtitles, and the tutorial I've turned on just to see what kind of, for the beginning, but I'll turn it off eventually. Next we have controller settings. Here you can remap the buttons on the controller. I'm using the controller, but at the moment I'm just controlling the menu with the mouse because I find it easier. It's a bit difficult to control the menu with my controller for some reason. I get this weird skipping, so when I go down it just skips the options for some reason, but probably not for everyone. So I'm using the mouse and keyboard for this, as it's the PC review. But here it's very limited in what you can change. You can, if you press, you can just change where the firing and evade is, so you can just swap those around, which is very limiting. Next, what you can do is you have you can invert the y-axis, which rarely you do need to invert the y-axis because handling is a bit different. But if you prefer inverted, then you have the option. Then you have, for vibration, you have a slider, so you can adjust how much vibration you want, up to 100% because I like the vibration. Mouse sensitivity, I've left it as it is. I'm not using the mouse, so don't have to really worry about that too much. Next we have audio, and in this it's nice to see that you do have different settings for audio. So you do have night mode, fury, which I have no idea what those are. Then you have headphones, which I have set to because I'm using headphones to play it. Then you have TV and theater, which is pretty nice to see. Then you have all different sliders for the different volumes, so music, special effects, dialogue, cinematic volume as well. And then you can optimize it for speakers, so stereo 5.1, 7.1 if you have surround sound. I've left the stereo as I'm not using that, which is very good to see as well. And then you have the audio device, you have the speakers, and you can set to different audio devices that you have on your that you're using at the moment. Next we have gamma settings, so it's the brightness. I have at 60 because it seems to be a bit the brightness seems to be a low at 50 halfway, so I have left it at 60. Next we have the graphics settings, and you do have pretty big graphics menu. It's very detailed, which I really like to see, and it's overall very good graphics menu. There's a few little things that I don't really like about it, but overall it's very good. So firstly you have presets. You can set custom you can set presets: normal, high, very high. I have a custom because I'm using it on my I'm setting up myself and don't really need those presets. Then you can choose full screen on and off. Then you have the resolution, which keeps saying it 23 Hz. It's not 23 Hz, guys. It's 60 Hz. Plays at 60 Hz. I have a 1080p because I'm using a 1080p monitor. So you do have all different resolutions though. So you can set the frequency up as well, but it keeps resetting it, but it doesn't matter. Then you have it does support all the ultra wide and 1440p, and all of them up to 4K as well. Up to 4K at 60 Hz, and it's overall very good for that. And I'll set it back to for me because I'm using a 1080p, but the game is running pretty good. So if I turn those to medium, I could probably play at 1440p or even 4K on a GTX 750 Ti, which I forgot to mention. I'm using a GTX 750 Ti as what's my personal system, together with an FX8320 CPU clocked at 4.4 GHz at the moment, because I've been having some overheating issues. It used to be 4.5, but now it's 4.4 because it's been crashing recently. You have VSync, which I've turned off obviously, then anisotropic field texture filtering, which I've set 60, which doesn't affect the performance that much, not as much as like anti-aliasing or texture detail, so I don't mind it up to DL. Then geometry DL is high, shadow resolution I've set to high. You have different presets: normal, high, and very high, and ultra high as well, and max as well. I like that it's got the max setting, which that's gonna be for high-end cards. So I have it set to high, which is very nice. It looks amazing as well. Still when I get the 60 FPS from a low-end card like the GTX 750 Ti. But if you have a beast card like a 970, 980, 980 Ti especially, you can max out. But if I set it to high, I have all the settings pretty much set to high. Like shadow resolution, normal, number of shadow lights, texture detail, they all can be set up to like max mostly. I have it set to high. Decals, so it's very detailed. And motion blur I have it off because I don't like motion blur. You have soft particles, SSAO, the ambient inclusion, point light, specular, anti-aliasing, which I really don't like to see it. This is not what anti-aliasing is supposed to look like, on and off. At least I would like to see some, like, what type of anti-aliasing, like FXAA, MSAA, MFAA, and all those different types of anti-aliasing, and not just on and off, because you have no idea what kind of anti-aliasing it is. But from my gameplay, it seems to be a good, I can't really tell what kind of anti-aliasing it is, but it seems to be working well. It doesn't look bad, so it looks pretty good. So, and overall the detail of this game is very good for an open world game. And it runs very well optimized, unlike the Arkham Knight game, which was terribly optimized. Next, with parallax mapping on terrain, which if you have the game, you can see on the side, it tells you what these settings do. So there's like terrain textures, then you have fog particles, and which I've set to normal because I don't really need it up to high. I could set up to high, and they will affect a bit of the performance. But next, depth of field, I don't really like depth of field that much, but you can't turn it off, so I'll just set it to normal. Volumetric light quality, I've set that to high. Then you have haze, bloom, landscape debris, set up everything up to high, so it's mostly up to high. Just depth of field quality, which I don't like. So, and motion blur, that's the only thing I've off. Everything's at high, and if running above 60 FPS most of the time. There's occasional dips in the 50s, but if you're not looking at the frame rate, you're not gonna notice them. So it's an overall very good port, PC port, and I'm very happy with its performance. So then you have key mapping as well. You can see on the ground key maps, so you can set up different. You can set it up to the different keys for the ground control and vehicle control as well. There's no secondary setting, but it's okay. So overall, very good port. The settings menu is very good. It's what it should be. Much better than what Arkham Knight is, and it's overall very good. So let's move on to the performance part of the review. Okay guys, this is gonna be the performance part of the review. This is where I'm gonna show you some of the gameplay, and you can look at the settings and you can see the frame rates, as well as or how my system performs, all the different things. I have put on the EVGA Precision's overlay, which you can see in the left corner of my screen. It's gonna show you the what my graphics card is clocked at, which is the GTX 750 Ti. You can see the temperature, memory usage, the frames per second, and you can get a better idea of how it's gonna perform. And if you have the same graphics card, you can kind of get an indication of what's gonna perform in your system. But take in mind, I'm using an FX8320 CPU that's overclocked, and it could be different for you. It's overall, this is a very good game. It's very stable frame rate. They rarely dipped in the 50s. They managed to stay above 60 most of the time. And even if it did dip 50, if you didn't look at the frame rates, you wouldn't have noticed, because it's doesn't change smooth all throughout. It's overall a very good game. I've played it for a bit now, and I can tell you that the combat is pretty nice in the game, even though it's the same one as the Arkham series games and the Shadow of Mordor, but it's got more brutality, so it's nicer. And just keep watching. I'll just let some gameplay run, and you can see the frame rates at different parts of the game.
Fuel cans!
Empty.
Whoever was here is long gone now, along with anything of use.
There's fuel all around. Keep your eyes peeled. Ooh, a big steel gift box. What prizes do you hold?
She's out of gas.
We may refuel and demolish.
Full can. Stay put.
Pillar up, huh? All the way to the brim. Praises, she's full. But let's bring an extra. Or something happen. Now, let us make haste before the nightly hunters return to their lair. Nobody around. Their gate unguarded. The gasoline, Saint. Huh? One blast should split it wide open.
So let's make this one count.
Exaltations? She's cracked open. We must hurry. This place murder on sight! The fiends that tend this catacomb don't like strangers! No! Dangling man-killers everywhere! Tread careful! Ah! Watch out! More traps ahead!
This is it guys. If you like the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up as it does help, and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this.